My name's Miranda Lovio, and the topic I chose for my art history final project was depictions of Madonna and Child in Catholic iconography, specifically how over time they get closer to the natural world. The word Madonna comes from Italian and means my lady. Sorry, not this Madonna, but this one. Madonna and Child are representations of the holy figure Mary along with her child Jesus. According to Christian theology, Mary conceived Jesus through the Holy Spirit and remains one of the most admired saints in Christianity. It is very common in paintings that Madonna is surrounded by angels or saints. The specific artworks I'll be discussing today are the Melun Diptych by Jean Fouquet, the Virgin and Child with Balaam the Prophet, Madonna and Child with Saint Anne by Francesco Treni, and the album Madonna by Raphael. What initially drew me to choose this topic was the Melun Diptych by Jean Fouquet. When I first saw this work, I was fascinated since I thought that the angels in the background were devils because of their unusual portrayal. Once I researched more about the work and found out they were cherubs, I wanted to learn more about depictions of the sacred figures. The Melun Diptych by Jean Fouquet is a beautifully colored painting using oil on wood panels. It was named Melun after the city in north-central France it was first kept. The left panel depicts Etienne Chevalier, treasurer to King Charles VII of France, and Saint Stephen. This work was made to be displayed on Chevalier's gravesite and is made to seem as if the figures were looking toward Mary and Jesus on the opposite panel. The right panel depicts Mary, who many believe was modeled by Agnes Sorel, the king's mistress, sitting on a gold-embellished throne holding baby Jesus with her breast exposed. Mary's garments look stylish and luxurious, representing the aristocratic donor. The golden throne that Mary sits on represents the divinity of the figures as well. Both figures have porcelain white skin that almost make them look fragile while symbolizing their purity. The pale white color of Mary and Jesus contrasts greatly with the saturated red and blue colors of the cherubs behind them and emphasizes the figures as the composition's focal point. Mary has a sorrowful look on her face as she looks down at her child, a common depiction showing Mary's foreknowledge of his future sacrifice to mankind. What makes this work so unique is a juxtaposition of the intimate depiction of Mary's exposed chest against the sacred and vibrantly colored red and blue cherubs that dominate the background. Our second painting, The Virgin and Child with Balaam the Prophet, is a fresco located in the Catacombs of Priscilla in Rome, Italy. The Catacomb of Priscilla is an archaeological site that was used for Christian burials during Roman times and is considered a significant location for Christian art. This work is one of the earliest visual portrayals of Mary in the period of early Christianity during the 2nd to 3rd centuries and also features one of the earliest known portrayals of an angel in art history. The painting depicts Mary nursing baby Jesus while the prophet Balaam points to a star shining above. Mary lovingly holds her child with both arms and is fully focused on Jesus, oblivious to the prophet. The star Balaam points to more than likely represents the star that shines above the nativity scene in the stable of Bethlehem. Our next painting, The Madonna and Child with Saint Anne, was created around 1340 by Francesco Treni. This work is a tempera painting on a wood panel that stood up the center of an altarpiece for a monastery outside Pisa, Italy. This painting depicts Saint Anne, an out-of-this-world figure watching over Mary and her child. It's one of the first Italian images of Mary's mother, Saint Anne. Once again, Mary is seen lovingly embracing Jesus as they rest their heads against one another, representing the maternal bond. Although the facial expression of the Mother of Mary is serious and cold, she continues to hold the pair as if she's protecting them. The artist uses pasticular work, raised designs, and plaster to emphasize the coral necklace around Jesus' neck that was used to ward off evil. The golden halos around the heads of Mary and Jesus, as well as the gleaming gold background behind Saint Anne, portray them as distant holy figures and separate them from human life. Some similar artworks include this fresco in Ethiopia, this painting by Bellini, as well as this painting by an unknown artist. All of these artworks similarly depict the figures as otherworldly with the golden halos around the head of the figures. Our final artist, Raffaello Sanzio, loves Madonna. And, well, Jesus, of course. This attraction can be seen in two other works that also depict Mary and Jesus, the Madonna del Granduca and the Madonna of the Pinks. The album Madonna was created by Raphael in 1510 and is an oil painting on panel transferred to canvas. The artist places Mary and the children humbly and directly on the ground in an idealized landscape, bringing them closer to the natural world and clearly showing the shift from the heavenly depiction of the sacred figures. In this work, the viewer concedes focus on humanism within the intricate features of the figures' faces and the accurate portrayal of the human body. Mary can be seen embracing Jesus and St. John the Baptist casually and affectionately, while her outstretched hands and the position of her legs almost form a throne for the Christ child. The soft tones of pink and blue within Mary's garments give the figure a calming, warm feeling, while the soft tones of green, brown, and blue used in the background make the scene feel serene. The pyramidal placement of the figures help emphasize them as a focal point and dominates the composition. The sitting posture of Mary also gives the painting movement, an aspect that didn't exist in the earlier works. Finally, the focus on the cross in the hand of the infant and his accepting gesture of it symbolizes and once again foreshadows the noble sacrifice of Jesus. A similar artwork is The Madonna and Child by Artemisia Lomi. This painting has a similar intimate depiction of Mary with her child as well as the intricate, accurate detailing of the bodies of the figures. In conclusion, my video covered the very first depiction of the Catholic icons Madonna and Child, thought to be created in the 2nd or 3rd centuries, to Raphael's 1510 interpretation, the album Madonna. The similarities that link these works are not only their depictions of the Madonna and Child, but their portrayals of the maternal bond as well. There is a noticeable shift in the way Madonna and Child were represented. For example, the earlier works depicted Mary and Jesus on exquisite thrones or with golden halos, as if they were distant in another world and immortal. Though, as we look at the album Madonna, we see Madonna and Child literally being drawn closer and closer to the natural world, indistinguishable from any mother and child. Thank you.